Because Trump was towering over Biden.
Oh no, that's
Biden seems more like your sleepy grandpa.
Okay, so
Sometimes he's awake,
okay, there we
sometimes he
go.
just trails off, or just stops and then says something else. So professionally, I
Who?
think Trump got it. And he was actually a lot more professional in this one than he was in the last one. That's
Oh, do you think he won the last one?
I think they both just made fools of themselves.
Oh, how did Biden make a fool of himself in the last debate?
Eh, I don't know. His comebacks were pretty weak. He kind of got
His
steamrolled
comebacks to
most of the
Trump.
time.
Wait, his comebacks to Trump just like screaming over him and saying dumb shit. You realize that like anything you say to that looks better, right? Because like it just looks bad
You
to just
having
like
a shouting
scream over
match with
people.
another arrogant man just makes you look just as dumb. It's
No,
like two kids
that's
trying to
not
scream over
true.
each other.
Wait,
If you think
no,
that looks
that's
makes you look intelligent, that's very wrong.
wait. It makes it it's you look better than the person who's doing it.
No, have you seen two people just arguing over each other? You think either one of them, no matter who starts it, is the intelligent one? No, they both look stupid.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, in some cases one of them is like worse than the other. And in that case,
But if you walked into debates
Trump
and you
is
see two
worse.
old men yelling over each other, you're really gonna say,
Yeah.
"Oh, he looks less stupid." I say they look both
Wait. Yeah,
look
you're just
like a fool.
restating it. You're just restating it over and over again.
Basically,
I told you yes. So why shouldn't I think that?
why shouldn't you? Well, I mean, this is
Yep.
how it looks.
Uh, what's how it looks?
You want me to repeat myself again?
Oh well, you're just repeating the premise. But the way an argument works is like you have like premise, conclusion. You know, or you're just repeating like the conclusion. So like, what is the like argument for both of them, for both people looking bad if 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 one person is screaming over the other?
Well, I guess I already told you the conclusion then. Either way, you were just I was just giving you a summary of the last debate. This debate was far more decent. I think the
Okay.
moderator is way better. It's
Okay.
probably part of it.
Which points do you think Trump looked better on?
I think yeah, I'm pretty good on that China crap. The way Biden was just like snickering in the
Oh, the
background and laughing.
lie. Oh, the lie
Why?
about Biden and China. Yeah, it was not true. The thing about Biden getting
Oh, you
money from
mean the
China
point
was just a
where he
lie.
said, what was it? He didn't want Well, it's not a China thing, but then Biden, he kind of freaking backpedaled into family values when he talked about China, and then Trump called him out for it. And I'm like,
Wait, into family values?
he's just like, oh, why are we talking about China? We should be talking about the
Uh,
American family, all this. And then Trump pretty much just points out his bullcrap.
oh, you
That was
mean
kind of embarrassing for Biden,
tried to when Trump tried to go off topic
pretty
and
much.
Biden didn't? You mean?
What do you mean Biden was the one going off topic? Topic was China. And then he
The
starts bringing
topic
up
was
this whole,
China.
yeah, and who brought
So
it off topic?
the moderator said the next debate topic is China.
They were on China. And Trump
Okay.
reminded him that we were on China, while Biden was reminding everyone we're Americans or some crap. I guess he's trying
Oh,
to
okay.
sell us
Do you think
more.
that made Biden look bad? Is he
If
running
you're
for is he running for the presidency of the United States?
if you're not on topic, it just kind of seems like you're just repeating yourself, just competing. If you're repeating campaign slogans in the middle
Uh,
of your debate, it just
you
makes you look
remember when
stupid.
Trump said we would have a vaccine in a matter of weeks?
And isn't the vaccine already here?
No, no, no vaccine maker, no drug company it says that they're even close to getting approval on a vaccine. They're all in trials, It was a lie. The vaccine's not already here.
Well, the vaccine's in trials, so technically he would be right in saying there is a vaccine.
Wait, no, he wouldn't.
Eh,
Wait, to say that
if you
there was
mush it around a little bit.
wait, he said that there was a vaccine that was going to be out in a matter of weeks. That's not true.
Well, Maryland's actually going to push it out as soon as they can. I
Wait,
think they're
that's not
actually
going to be a matter of
bypassing
weeks.
the.
That's not going to be a matter of weeks. As soon as they can, it's probably going to be early 2021 at the earliest. It's not going to be weeks.
Once it's available. Let me see. I know Maryland's going to be the earliest state to push it out.
But that doesn't mean anything when the claim that Trump made was a lie.
They said weeks, so that could
He
actually
said
just
in a
mean
matter of
several.
weeks.
A matter of weeks. Well, I mean, the vaccine's here. It just needs to be tested. So.
Which vaccine? Which vaccine is here?
Whatever one they're pushing out.
Okay. So they haven't actually decided on a vaccine they're pushing out because they're all in trials.
Well, if it's already done, it's being tested. There's a difference between something being trial and something being tested.
In a matter of how many weeks? In a matter of how many weeks will we have a vaccine?
Well, I guess Biden did try to clarify that point, but then again,
Wait,
there's
that
still
wasn't
work being
Biden's
done.
point. That was Trump's point. That we would have a vaccine in a matter of weeks.
I know, and Biden called him out for it, which was good for him.
Yeah, and was it true that we'll have one in a matter of weeks?
I guess matter of months would be more accurate.
Okay, so it was a lie, right?
An exaggeration. So yeah, I guess a lie.
Oh, yeah. So like if I exaggerate in a way that makes my statement untrue, it's a lie, isn't it?
I just said it was a lie.
Yeah, it was a lie. Okay.
Well, he is a businessman, so I can see him doing that.
He's not a good businessman, but I guess he is
I mean,
one.
he sold himself
He sold himself?
into the
What do you
presidency, pretty
mean?
much.
Oh,
What do you mean? That's all the debates really are, is you selling yourself. Who
well, he's
can make the better
losing.
argument?
Nobody's buying him.
What do you mean? Everyone bought him. He's president.
Wait. Okay. If most people didn't want you, you didn't successfully sell yourself, right?
No, that's not the point. The
And
point
most
is
people didn't want him, so he didn't sell himself successfully.
no, he sold himself where he could sell himself. He's not going to sell himself to the liberals in the most liberal cities ever. He sold himself where he needed to, and he won.
Oh, well, he's not selling himself in red states either. He's not selling himself he's not selling himself in Georgia. He's not selling himself in North Carolina. He's not selling himself very well in Ohio.
Is this what the
like
polls are saying currently?
Selling himself. Yeah, that's what the polls are saying currently. Biden's ahead in Georgia. He's ahead in North Carolina.
Last time they said a whole bunch of those states. They said Florida was going to be purple. They said Texas was going to be purple, and that was dead wrong.
Oh, so the polling was wrong in 2016?
It was extremely wrong. A 98% chance he was going to fail.
That's not a poll. Yeah. 98% is not a poll.
Or an opinion poll, whatever the hell they call it.
That's not a poll. No. That's a forecast. That's not a poll. There was no poll that said Hillary Clinton would get. Wait.
It's a polling forecast. You're forecasting how the polls are going to turn out. There was no poll that said Hillary Clinton
would get 98% of the vote.
There's a forecast of the polls.
Okay. The polling was very close. It was largely accurate. Nationally, it was about a point off. The polling was not Hillary Clinton is going to win by 110 million points. It showed a very close race.
If only I guess they were trying to give people too much hope when they only forecasted or gave their forecast.
Wait, so do you know the difference between a forecast and a poll? You said the polling was wrong last time, correct?
Suppose it was. I was just looking at the forecasted polling.
It wasn't. Oh, so forecasts are not polls. Forecasts try to
Well,
predict what is going to
you're
happen based on
forecasting
polls.
the outcome of the poll. So,
No, that's not what a forecast is. A
oh my goodness.
forecast
Okay,
tries to take
okay.
a bunch of a forecast tries to take a bunch of things, including polls, including like economic data and other factors, and tries to figure out who is going to win based on that. Even if they said Hillary Clinton has a 95% chance of winning, they would not be incorrect because things that have a 5% chance of happening happen all the time.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, pretty much that's what 2016 proved.
Wait, what?
Geez.
Wait. I don't know if it's like it's like talking to like a video game bot. Like I don't think you're actually responding to anything. You're just saying, "Oh, that's what 2016 proved." 2016 proved that the polling was largely correct.
Uh-huh.
Uh huh.
Not necessarily if it's a 30% chance.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. So I think testing is saying that that's sort of like what happened in 2016. That unlikely things do happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, back on topic. What was the first thing we were talking about?
oh, the debates. How you
Oh
think
yeah.
Trump won the
I don't know.
debates?
What do you think was
Okay.
Biden's best moment?
Oh,
I think he's a
Biden's
little
best
bit better
moment.
in the first one.
Oh, I thought his closing was pretty good. He like went after Trump pretty hard on COVID, and that was pretty well done.
I think
Um,
some people were sick of COVID. I honestly
oh,
don't
people are
think that really
sick.
washes over
People are
it.
wait, people are sick of it.
I think
That's like
everyone's sick of it. I'm pretty sick of COVID.
wait. You mean people are sick of hearing about it?
Pretty much.
It's like the number one issue.
Yeah,
Like
because media wants to
most
talk about
voters
something.
say that it's the number. Oh, the media. No, because voters want to talk about something.
They
Voters
want
want
to
to
get
know
out of
what
their
they
house. That's what they want to do.
they
So it's
want
an
to
issue
what?
because it's restricting them.
Oh, it's restricting them? Yeah, and who's president of the United States?
Well, he's the one who's trying to loosen the restrictions. So
Wait,
it's still
wait,
an issue if you're
are you
affected by
claiming
it.
they don't? So they don't care about COVID; they just care about the effects. Is that your claim?
Well, considering, well, was it nearly half people don't want to even take a vaccine once it comes out because they don't trust it? I
Oh,
think
they
people
don't
are less
trust
concerned about the
Trump.
cure and more concerned about just getting out of their house.
No, they
Okay.
don't trust Trump. They don't trust the Trump administration to to approve a vaccine without political pressure.
So yeah, I'll ask again. So you're saying that people don't care about COVID; they care about the effects of COVID.
I'd say for the most part that'd be true,
Okay,
considering
so you would say
people
that like
cared
one
about
doesn't
COVID.
care about lung cancer; they care about the effects on their body of lung cancer.
No, that's not what I'm saying, because the effects of COVID do not involve people staying in their homes. That is a side effect of COVID. It doesn't
Uh,
it doesn't
wait,
directly correlate to COVID. It's
is a
a
side effect
reaction
an
to COVID.
effect? Wait. Is a side effect of something an effect of that thing?
COVID does not
Oh,
cause
can
people to stay
you just
home.
answer that?
We ask
Can you just
people to
answer
stay
that like a
home.
yes or no? If I said this is a side effect of X, would I be saying that the effect of X is the thing or not?
His example
Like,
was
is a
very
side
poor
effect
concerning my
is a side
language.
effect a type of effect?
I said there's no direct correlation.
Wait,
I said
there's no
COVID
direct
does not cause
correlation.
you to be on lockdown. The government responding to COVID puts you on lockdown. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying because
Oh,
he was saying that
okay.
lung
Well,
cancer's
cancer.
effects are different. He's trying
Okay,
to relate it to the actual effects of the virus.
okay.
I'm not. I'm
Oh,
saying
cancer
it's
doesn't
different.
cause cancer doesn't cause your like your hair to fall out. The chemotherapy causes your hair to fall out, right?
I guess if you want to, it's Yeah, I think it's a poor analogy, but it's okay.
Is that a yes or a no?
The government doesn't ask you to take chemotherapy. My whole thing
Wait,
is the effects that
okay.
everyone's putting on COVID is making it happen. I'm not
So
talking
the
about the treatment. I'm not
lockdown
talking
in
about the
this
virus
analogy
itself.
is the
I'm talking about the response to the virus is making people do this.
okay. You don't think that the response to something is correlated with the thing?
I think if the response is bigger than the actual
You
thing,
said no
yeah, I'd be more worried about the
correlation.
response.
Wait. Let's be honest. You said no correlation, right?
I didn't say no correlation. I said no direct correlation, as in
Oh,
lockdown
did he say no
is not a
correlation just a
symptom.
second ago?
I'm
Did he
sorry,
say no
what?
correlation just a second ago? I'm pretty sure he
Did
did.
not say no correlation.
Pretty sure you did.
I said no direct correlation.
What's the difference between those two things?
Because lockdown is not a symptom of COVID, it is a
What's the
response to
difference between
COVID.
a correlation and a direct correlation?
I'm using it in a matter
What's the difference between a
saying that
correlation and a direct
lockdown
correlation?
does not equal COVID. It's a
What's
response to
the
COVID.
difference
It's
between a
P,
correlation and a
then
direct
Q.
correlation?
COVID, then lockdown. And right now, lockdown is pissing more people off than the
Mm-hmm.
actual disease.
So, okay, cool. What is the difference between a correlation and a direct correlation? Because you're making a distinction between these
If
two,
things
right?
are correlated, it means they're related. And yes, lockdown is related to COVID,
Okay.
but is it
Okay,
directly
cool.
related as in
Wait.
Corona
Okay, something that
caused the
correlates.
lockdown? As in it's a symptom of
Okay.
the lockdown? It's a symptom of
Okay.
the response, but it's not a symptom of the
Wait.
disease.
Wait. Okay, so we're gonna put this
If you
down.
want to argue with
Correlation.
terminology, we can do this all day. But is that not what we're arguing about?
Wait.
Not the terminology
So
I'm using.
wait. So you made a distinction between a correlation and a direct correlation. I'm asking what the difference is.
I just told you the difference.
No,
Anything
you
can be
didn't.
correlated.
You defined
You
one.
talking to me is that means okay, so what's your question?
Okay. So you've made a distinction. You've said that a lockdown is a correlation, but it's not a direct correlation. I'm asking you to just very simply define direct correlation and correlation.
So it means correlating. It just means they're related. Lockdown
Okay.
is most definitely related to COVID because it's a response to COVID. Is it directly correlated?
Correlation is
As in
related.
COVID, the symptoms of
Okay.
COVID caused the lockdown? No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not that close.
Okay. Correlation, cool.
Oh my
Correlation
lord!
is
Why?
related.
Why are
What is
you
direct
complaining about this?
correlation?
I've already explained to you my
Oh,
reasoning.
no, I'm asking you to define your terms. Okay.
If my terms
so
are
correlation
wrong, then I can
is related.
and I will reword it.
Correlation. So correlation is related. What is direct correlation? Just a simple definition.
And I give you a simple answer.
No, you didn't give me the definition of the term.
Definition.
Mm-hmm.
It's a specific kind of similarity, as in they're spawned from the same thing. I do not believe the outbreak, the lockdown, is a direct symptom of COVID. So I do not believe it is a direct correlation, as in COVID.
But you're just using. You can't give me the definition of the fucking.
Dude, I
term
don't
you're
care about
using.
this. You want to talk political? We can, but I'm not gonna go
Political?
discussing my English crap with you for the next hour.
This is important.
Do you
Okay.
want to move on?
Why do we
Do you
have
want to move on?
language?
Because I'm kind of done with this correlation
No.
crap.
Why do we have language? It's so that we can actually.
Okay, you want to do a language debate? We can do a language debate.
So we
but I
share.
thought this
So
was
we
a
like.
political
We
debate.
share like common terms.
Okay, you can go
share
talk for a
common
while.
terms.
'cause I'm not
We share
talking.
common terms because. All right, he's gone.
Okay, that was interesting. Okay, so like if a lockdown is not a direct correlation with COVID, that means that the more COVID there is, the less lockdown there is. That's what that would mean.
He's just trying to. I think he's trying to use. I think he's trying to say causation, but he's saying direct correlation rather than causation. He just kind of, but I don't know. Were you recording that? Hell yeah. We'll see if he comes back. He was like, oh, you could talk for a while, and he just stormed away.
He's still in the VC. He's just muted himself.
Yeah. Okay. So we got. I was trying to figure out what these definitions are, but I think a correlation is something that's related. But a direct correlation is something that's like specifically related in some really weird, ambiguous way.
This is Statistics 101. You should know this.
True. Let's see if he comes back, I guess. Points do you think Trump was good on in the debate then?
I don't know. My head's all full of stupid correlations. What's that one point
Oh,
he made? It's
yeah.
pretty good.
Wait, what?
One moment. Let me just pull that up again.
Wait, something about stupid correlations? So were there any good points for Trump in the debate? Doesn't sound like it.
Sorry, I was watching it. I was tired last night. I need to look up what the hell he was saying again.
Do you think Trump has many good
Interesting. He
qualities?
did really good bashing of Biden's original plans and the fact that he's replacing, what was it, Obamacare with Biden care. I thought that was pretty funny.
Wait, that was something Biden said, right?
I know.
Was that?
I thought it was a
Yeah,
pretty funny thing.
Biden
He's
wants to like
replacing
improve our healthcare.
his own previous presidency with his own.
Wait, he said they're gonna build on the ACA, right?
He's changing it to Biden care, according to him.
Well, they're gonna probably pass new legislation to build on like the ACA. His whole thing on healthcare has been that he's building on the ACA rather than setting up like a single payer system.
Yeah, I'm sure they evolve as fast as they can. Maybe
They're
they'll
what
fix
as
it his
fast as
next
they can?
presidency.
Wait, what?
I'm sure they'll try to
What?
change it somehow, but I don't know if
Change
it's going to
what?
be any good.
Change what?
His
They'll try to change the
Obamacare, the
ACA.
Biden care.
Oh, right. It would be like really politically stupid if they like failed to repeal it, right?
Repeal it. I mean, I guess he's just going to change it. Why would he repeal it unless he can just
Oh,
alter
well,
it on its
it
own?
would look like really bad if like his own party couldn't even agree on like changing it, wouldn't it?
I suppose it would.
Oh, so it looked pretty bad for like the GOP when they tried to repeal it and they failed, right?
Mm-hmm.
While controlling the Senate, yeah.
I wonder if they're. You think he's going to pack the courts once he gets in? He has a
Hopefully.
very good chance.
Hopefully he does.
Yeah. Hopefully we
You
get
have
the
a
most
problem with
pro-life
packing the
people in
courts?
there.
You have a problem with packing the courts?
I don't know.
Do you? What do you think of packing the courts?
I mean, if he packs it, he packs it, but it's quite clear he's going to do it, so.
But what do you okay.
I don't know, it's just whatever.
What do
Politicians do
you
whatever they want.
what Do you believe that the court should be packed, yes or no?
I guess I'm kind of biased. I wouldn't mind it being packed in my favor, but I honestly would
Okay.
just leave it where it is.
Okay, so court packing is good if it like benefits your side, right?
Well, that's the way Biden's putting it. It's clear that he thinks the very same
Biden,
way
yeah,
I do.
Biden hasn't endorsed court packing.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
don't know.
he
I
hasn't.
think the Democrats are really heartless, so I wouldn't mind actually having
Heartless?
some power against them.
The Democrats haven't even like decided that they're going to pack the courts.
Well, the thing is, when you constantly avoid and just try your damnness just to avoid the damn conversation, or just
Oh,
say, "Oh, we're gonna do what's best
yeah.
for whatever we want, or we can do
Mhm.
whatever we want when we get in." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, it's clear
Like
you're
if
gonna
you,
do what you
yeah,
want, which is clear they could be in your
right,
favor." So I
right.
wonder
Like
what they're
if you
gonna
say,
choose.
right, like if you say I can't release my tax returns, I'm under audit for 4 years straight, right? Like it's pretty clear, like what you're actually saying, isn't it?
It's
Isn't it like as
clear
an
that he's
example,
gonna do
right?
what's in his best interests, as all politicians will do, and he's gonna pack the
Okay.
court if that's in his favor.
Hopefully he does. Hopefully he does. Um,
I don't know. I honestly just remember Biden just trying to trash Trump as much as he can, and then Trump trashing him as much as he can. Which kind of makes sense both ways. So, anything, I don't think they really change anyone's opinion.
the debate, yeah, I mean,
No,
just it just affirmed that Trump is losing because this was like one of his last chances
losing?
to turn it around.
Eh,
Yeah, he's losing.
mm,
Yeah, losing by
we'll see.
about 10 points.
I'll hold that for another Hail Mary. I thought Hillary was going to win last time, but
Oh, oh,
uh,
oh! Hillary was winning by about 2 points. Biden's winning by about 10.
yeah, we'll see how long that lasts.
Oh,
Oh, then again, it is
um,
election time, so I guess
how
we're
big
just
do you think? So what do you how big do you think the average swing is in like the last 2 weeks of an election campaign?
mm,
Very
I
small.
don't know.
Very small.
Biden says some
Very
really
rarely.
retarded things.
Oh, Trump doesn't?
And as bad as your son smoking
Does
crack
he?
and then getting caught.
Wait, that's some. Oh. Oh, okay.
Just bad politics
Uh,
all the way around.
did you know that? Did you know that Joe Biden's kid is allowed to run a charity in the state of New York? Do you know who isn't allowed to run a charity in the state of New York?
I wonder who.
Oh, Trump's kids,
Mm-hmm.
because they made illegal contributions to like their own businesses using campaign funds or using
I
charity
don't doubt
funds.
that he did.
Don't doubt that who did?
I don't doubt the kids did.
Yeah, all of them did because they're all like pretty scummy. So like, so like, so if we think that Biden's gonna lose because like his son did some stupid things, then probably Trump is gonna actually probably
Well,
gonna
the
lose,
thing
right?
is, they could easily pull what they did with Trump with Russia, and they easily,
Oh,
far more easier, can connect Biden with China because he pretty much just sucks up to him.
um, when has he done that?
Direct correlation of those funds going to him through his son.
Oh, oh, can you give me like the financial transaction,
I don't know. Can we
like
find a
a
financial
link to
transaction
that?
which hired for Epstein's murder?
Okay, so there's no evidence of this, right?
I'm sure
This
if
is
they
just a
look.
lie, right? There's no
I
evidence.
mean,
There's
considering a
just this
huge
laptop
bump in
that
his funds over a couple years,
there's just
I
this
think
laptop
he
that Rudy
can.
Giuliani miraculously showed up with 2 weeks before the election. So there's no actual evidence of this, right?
Actual evidence. I'm sure if they
Yeah.
looked, but considering the
Oh, if who looks?
FBI, anyone with the
Oh,
authority and power,
oh. Well, Trump controls the FBI. If they were gonna find something, wouldn't they have
the
found
ones that
it?
were investigating him for all that Russian crap and pulled up his documents,
Oh, oh
they
yeah,
went with
yeah,
it
yeah,
in his campaign.
yeah. Like how the Senate like found like evidence that his campaign team was like communicating with Russian agents.
Oh, Russian agents. And what did that
Yeah.
lead to? Is he fired now? Did they find anything substantial? Was he selling our
yeah.
missiles to Russia?
Oh yeah, Paul Manafort got like a $10 million in loans from Konstantin Kalimnik. That's pretty weird, isn't it?
So a businessman got loans from a country he did
businessman.
business in.
Oh no, the president's campaign manager got money from a foreign agent, and was giving him polling data and all this kind of weird stuff. Kind of interesting.
And Trump is responsible for this. How?
Oh, because the people that you surround yourself with generally reflect on you. Like if so like for example, if like 2 or 3 of Biden's campaign managers had gone to jail, do you think that would like reflect poorly on him?
Oh, kind of like Hillary Clinton's husband,
Oh,
being connected to Epstein and all that. Oh
wait,
yeah,
wait, wait,
I
wait,
get
wait.
what you're
Can you
saying.
just give me like a yes or no on that? Like, if 3 of Biden's
I mean,
campaign
if I
managers
go
had
and
gone to
follow
had
down
gone
your
to
little
jail,
exactly, like
if
if you just
if
spoon feed me, of course
if
it's gonna
3
lead to
of
exactly what
I'm
you
just
want
keep
it to lead
asking
to.
it. Okay, I'm just gonna keep asking it. If 3 of Biden's campaign managers had gone to
If
prison,
you
would that reflect
just
poorly
keep
on him?
on, yeah, of course. If I just follow your little mouse trail, I'm of course gonna come to
Oh,
the exact same answer
okay.
you are.
Okay.
So
Well, Paul Manafort is in prison. Trump's campaign manager, his other campaign manager was arrested recently for holding himself up in his house with a gun and threatening people. Seems like he doesn't surround himself with good people, does he?
well, he is a salesman,
He's not selling himself very well, is he?
not a businessman. Whatever term
Not
they
really good
use.
at business, right?
I mean, he's president, and he still has a
Wait, that
business.
doesn't. Oh, Barack Obama was good at business, right?
He's more of a politician, but okay.
Okay, he was president though. You see how fucking
Yeah, I
stupid that
said he
is?
uses. If he can be a sale, I say if he's a salesman, he could definitely translate easier to be a president
Mm-hmm.
because you're selling yourself.
Oh. Oh, well, he's
And
not
he's been
selling
doing that
himself
for
very well,
years.
right?
He has.
So like,
Everyone knows
okay, so
Trump
like,
in one way or another.
okay, yeah. In this analogy, Trump is the product, right?
Yep, and everyone bought it.
Okay. Okay,
Well,
Trump is the product. So if I say that I sold a product well, that would mean that like the majority of people bought it, right?
doesn't mean it has to be majority. It just means it has to be popular.
Oh,
Or
the
it's
most
well. I mean, the
people
thing
bought
is,
it.
the problem with your analogy is we're not selling 100
The most
Trumps.
people bought
We're
it, right?
selling one person
Oh,
to
cool.
the people they need to be sold to, and he
Oh,
sold it
cool,
to the right
cool,
people.
cool.
So it's sold,
Um,
as in he got in. It doesn't matter how many
so
he sold.
not very good at answering questions, are we?
You're not very good with your analogy.
So,
If I just listen to every single thing you say, of
oh,
course
what's
we're
wrong
gonna
with that
end up
analogy?
exactly where you want us to end
What was,
up. But the problem with that is that's not the whole
what was
truth,
wrong
is it?
with that analogy? What was wrong with that analogy? What was wrong with that analogy?
Exactly as I
What was wrong with
said.
that
You're not
analogy?
selling 100 Trumps. You're not selling the
That doesn't
most because
matter.
we don't run on a direct democracy. If this was a direct democracy,
Wait,
that thing would make perfect sense, but it's not.
so if we were in a direct democracy, there would be 100 of Trump. Is
I
that
said your analogy would make more sense, but it doesn't because there is
why?
the
Why would it
electoral
make more sense
college.
in that case? Why would it make more sense in that case?
Because we have an electoral college which doesn't
Wait.
depend solely on the majority, but rather
Oh, cool, but
the population per
that's
state.
not the argument you made, right? The argument you made is that he's selling himself well. But if a
No, it's
product
not
is
just
being sold
like I
well, that
said.
means that
For
more
the presidency,
if a
Trump
product
knew his audience.
if there are 2 products and one is being sold well, that would mean that more people bought it than the other product, and more people didn't buy him than the other candidate,
Yeah, but the whole thing is he knew where to sell
right?
himself because he is a good businessman and he knows where his
Oh,
business
he's a
is.
good
His
businessman.
business is not in freaking Silicon Valley. They hate his guts. So you're not gonna go sell to people who ain't buying. So he's gonna sell to Texans. He's gonna sell to the South. He's gonna sell to his
Not
mid
selling to
states,
the
which
South
everyone
that well
ignores.
right now. He's not selling to the South very well right now. He's
but they're still voting
doing
for him.
worse
I
in
think only Virginia is going against them. Maybe Florida.
North Carolina. Oh, North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia.
Oh, Virginia, freaking, it's very blue. It's been blue since
Wait,
the last election. What's
you brought
your
up
point there?
Virginia. Wait, you're the one who just said Virginia, not me.
Yeah, no, I just said Virginia flipped. Virginia's probably not going to vote for him because it's blue. It's because it's so damn close
North
to
Carolina probably
DC.
won't. North Carolina probably won't. Georgia probably won't. That's not selling himself very well in the South,
They
is
said
it?
that last time. We'll see.
I don't. Who said that last time? Can you give me the person who said
Yeah,
that
they
last
said
time?
plenty of states were going to
Who's
be light red, or not red
Who is
enough, or
Who's
purple,
they?
and they were
Who's
wrong.
they? Who's they? Who is they?
Who's they?
Yeah.
Just whatever news source kept on pumping out that crap.
Testing, he's
Which news
talking about
source was
us.
that? Oh shit.
Usually the usual culprits: CNN, NBC, ABC News. Ugh. Jeez, I
Oh,
watched too much of that crap.
can you show me where all of them said that?
Where a newscaster at one point during the
Oh.
24-hour coverage said that states were going to be less Republican.
Oh, well, you said they. They all said that. And I'm asking
We
you
are
to
talking
provide
about
a source.
media, unless you want me to cite every little they I
Yeah, cite them
say.
all. Oh, yeah,
I
cite.
don't
Well,
feel
cite
like
the
it.
claim. Oh, okay. So, yeah, no evidence. Cool.
Okay.
If I make claims, I try to have evidence for them.
No,
Generally,
it's
how it
out
works.
there, but I'm not
Oh, it's
literally
out
gonna
there.
go surfing for
Oh,
every little thing I've heard
oh,
over
it's
an
out there.
entire election cycle.
Oh, it's out there. Yeah. Do you know what else is out there? Trump is working for Vladimir Putin. It's out there. I don't need any evidence. It's true. Okay.
Oh no, that one president who's what now? What's he doing?
Oh, he's
What?
working for
Nothing
Vladimir
we care
Putin.
about? Oh, amazing,
Oh,
amazing. That one
oh,
guy.
most.
That one guy
Oh
with
no,
like
most.
1/3 of our population. Yeah.
What? Wait. Wait. You realize that was like a total non sequitur and missing the point entirely, right?
He works with a Russian people.
Okay, so that
Is
you
this
realize,
not a
so
Cold
you
War again? Are
okay,
we
so you really
gonna
don't
duke
get
it
the point
out?
of that. No, wait, Trump's trying to wait. You don't think Trump talking about the radical left is more reminiscent of the Cold War? The
You think
radical
Biden
left
talked about the radical
Antifa
right is not reminiscent of the Cold War?
of the Cold War?
It's funny.
No. What was the Cold War? Tell me what it was.
I'm joking, dude. It's using your
Okay.
own little thing against you. Okay, it's the Cold War. It's
Okay.
Antifa is the new communists. And was it
Oh, so
socialized
it's
Democrats?
okay. So Trump is the one doing the Cold War thing then.
Oh, apparently whatever works. I mean, if you can link it to the Cold War, I guess there's some similarities.
Wait, you just brought up. You just So I made an analogy that you totally missed the point of, and you're like, "Oh, is this the Cold War again?" But Trump's the one
That's
who's
kind of just
doing the
mocking
like.
you, but you can go.
Oh, it was pretty stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid for you to
So
bring
like
it up.
the
So
so like the point of the analogy wasn't even on the truthfulness of that claim. The point of the analogy is that I can throw out any absurd thing, and say it's out there, and that's not like an argument for it. So saying like they all said that North Carolina was going to go blue, they all said like Texas, Georgia, they all said it was going to go blue. Like that's about like the same. Like if I just say it's out there, like my claim is just
well,
as
we are talking about
legitimate.
something that happened 4 years ago. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can. If I make claims about things that happened 4 years ago, I try to have evidence for them.
well, have you posted any evidence for anything you said so far?
Oh, which claims have I made?
Uh, or you're the one telling me what Trump
Okay, well, so if you want
is
evidence for a
apparently
claim I've
connected to
made,
this
I'll
and that.
post it. If
If
you
you
want
want,
evidence for a claim I've made, I'll post it.
okay.
Which claim do you want evidence for?
Well, you're the one who wants the claims.
Which claim do you want evidence for?
Well, how
That
about you
I've
just do
made?
it from now on? If everything I have to say has to be backed by claims.
Oh well, if you wait, no, not backed by claims. No, don't do that. Backed by
Well, you literally
evidence.
just said if I don't have any backing for any of my claims, I can't claim anything. So,
Oh, well, you can, but it's stupid to do, right? Because there's no reason to believe it if there's no evidence of it.
okay. Well, we're having a discussion
Yeah.
here. This isn't like debate
Oh.
club.
Oh. Wait. Just saying wacky stuff in a discussion
Wacky
doesn't really
stuff.
make it.
What do
Yeah,
you
it's
mean
pretty
wacky stuff?
wacky. Oh,
I'm
it's
telling
pretty
you what the average
wacky.
American was hearing during the
Oh,
elections and what everyone thought. I thought Hillary was going to win
the
just
average
because all the
American.
stuff I heard.
The average American. How'd you come to that conclusion that the average American was hearing that?
The average American that looks at
How'd
the
you come to the
TV
conclusion that
back
the
in
average American
2016
was hearing that? How'd
because
you
it
come to the
was literally,
conclusion that the average American was hearing that?
well, I'm not the 1% and I'm not in the gutters. So,
Wait, so you were the
mm,
average American?
middle class, living American. I
Okay,
guess so.
okay, so you can't actually tell me like so you say, "Ooh, this is like the average American heard this." The average American actually didn't. The average American heard the opposite of it. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Prove you wrong what people
Yeah,
heard.
prove me wrong. Yeah, the average American heard the opposite of that. Yeah, and I actually don't need
I
any
don't
evidence.
know.
That's
I
just
mean,
a
unless
discussion
everything was
here.
tuned to Fox News, and even Fox News
Mhm.
wasn't that all that chipper about it.
Oh yeah, so like my um, I just have like endless insight into the average American, much more than you do. And so I know
Okay.
this, and I don't need any evidence because it's a discussion, man.
Uh-huh.
Right? So you see how ridiculous this is, right?
Okay. Well, that's a conversation for you.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
That people
Me?
talk, and I'm sorry, I don't take mental notes of the sources of everything I see on the passing TV, going to work or school. So
Why do you believe the things you believe
about the presidency,
about anything?
usually you'd have to look into them. But I'm literally giving you hearsay, and you're mad that my hearsay isn't back.
Wait, no, I'm wondering why you believe what you believe.
What I believe about what? That's a very broad term.
Oh, anything.
Well,
Like
about
what
what?
makes you what?
Anything about my what? About school?
Why
About
do you believe? Sure, we can talk about politics. Why do you believe the politics you believe?
usually the news, and then I look into the news, and I'm a part of a school. My major focuses on what is fact and what is not. Usually doesn't
What
involve
is your
politics too much, but
what's your major?
criminology.
Okay, that's an interesting way to define criminology.
What is fact and what isn't. You seek the truth the best you can. Of course, there's laws and legalities.
Wait, yeah. So I don't think criminology handles the question of what are facts.
It kind of does. Who do you think investigates all this crap? You think your news
Investigates what
reporter
a
is going to
fact
find
is.
out Russian interference? Who?
Investigates what a
Philosophers do
fact
that.
is. That would be philosophers.
Philosophers find out what is fact. Okay, so what
Philos-
philosopher told us about the Russian investigation? Please name me the factual
no.
philosopher that factualized this.
Philosophers decide what facts are, and then we just kind of run off of their interpretations of what a fact
Okay,
would be.
so you said philosophers understand what a fact is.
Yes.
Well, they make up facts. Do they make the facts, or do
No.
they determine what is fact?
They tell us what the word fact. Like, they tell us what facts are and what facts are not.
So what philosophers on the news telling me what is fact and what isn't fact? Is a
There aren't.
dictionary a philosopher because it tells me what a word is?
Oh, I think linguist. I don't know enough about how dictionaries are made. But like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. A philosopher does not determine what is fact. Maybe if you're talking about the is God fact or some crap,
wait.
but
Well, wait. So what do you think? What do you think a fact? What do you think fact is?
something that is undeniably true.
Okay, cool. So if we're talking about theory of truth, that would be epistemology, blah? That'd be ontology.
Okay, so
Okay,
do I need a philosophical? Tell me what race I am. Do I need a philosophical discussion on the DNA evidence that I am male? Can a philosophical
so
have
you
to
would need
determine
you would need
philosophical discussion
philosophy.
to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
what that means? No, that's not.
Yeah,
That's
you
not
would
a
need a
fact, though. If
philosophical.
I say I am
Wait.
male, that is a fact, and you cannot really
No.
discuss
Wait, how do you know
that
you're
because that
male?
is
How
a
do you know you're male?
XY chromosomes in my
Okay, so how do you
DNA.
know that XY chromosomes dictate that you're male?
Scientists have determined you are male. You have XY chromosomes.
Wait. But why is that? Why do we associate XY chromosomes with maleness?
And then biology.
So we're talking about metaphysics right now. Like that.
We're talking about the study of life right
so
now, which is biology.
So biology can determine what your chromosomes are, and then they can assign a word to that. But when we delve into why that word was assigned to those chromosomes, like then now we're getting into philosophy.
Why my
So
chromosomes say I'm male? That's
yes. Why do they
how
say
much more
you're
black
male?
and white can you get? You
Wait.
What do
get
you mean?
if you have XY chromosomes, you are going to have a male because that is what XY chromosomes determine what you're going to have. There's
But
no
deciding what
philosophy about
criteria go into that.
no, you can
Wait,
identify
no, that
male
is.
traits, but you cannot change the fact that XY will equal that. Or call it male or
No,
whatever you want. It's going to be a masculine thing because
Holy
you have an
shit.
XY thing.
No, the
Oh
way
wait,
we
well, it may
consider
not be a
masculine is a
it may not be a
philosophical topic.
It may not be a masculine thing. There are some extremely feminine things with XY chromosomes.
As in masculine, as in it will have the male biological traits.
Oh
like
well,
a penis,
male biology,
like big rhinoceros.
male biological traits aren't always masculine.
Can I ask something?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is
Where
this
do you
even a
think-
conversation?
Okay, where do you think definitions come from? Did definitions just kind of emerge in, like out of the ether, out of science? Where do they come from?
People sit down and they talk about them, I guess.
Okay.
And who are
The color green.
who are those
Who are
people?
the people who sit? So like for example, who would be the people who would sit down and talk about what is ethical? Who would be the people who would do that?
An ethics committee.
Made up of what kind of people?
People who have studied ethics.
And who are those
Okay.
people?
Who are those people who study ethics primarily?
Whoever they want to call themselves.
The
A
answer is
committee.
philosophers.
Philosophers.
Yeah, the answer is philosophers, because when we get down to things like what is, like it's just circular to say it's male because it's male. We consider
It's
things
male
to be,
because science has determined
we
it's
consider
male.
things to be,
If you want to debate what a male
science
is,
doesn't have, science doesn't. Okay, science determines how we can
it's
best
the study
fit
of
things
life
into certain
is biology.
categories.
That is the very
Okay, so
definition
science
of
determines-
biology.
Okay.
It's the
If I
study
were
of
to
living
say-
things.
That too
If I were to
is
say
study of
the
life.
car is red, what does that mean? What does it mean to say the car is red?
Oh my lord! If I go to
If I go
a
to
lab,
car
am
is
I going to see a
red, what does
philosopher
it
there
mean?
naming every single chemical compound they come up with?
Okay.
Am I going to see a scientist
I'm just,
that
it's
says
a
this new
very
compound
kind of-
is what I say it is?
Holy
You need
shit.
a
It's like a
philosopher
very simple
to
question.
name everything.
It's a very simple question. If I were to say the car is red, what am I saying?
It is the color red.
Okay, and what does red mean?
It is a color that is a visual color. It is a visual
Okay.
pigment.
But what we decide to assign as red or not, that is something that we kind of like that's something that we come up with collectively, right?
You don't need a philosopher
Because
to
like
point at a color
so like the
and say this is
red,
red. We're going to call it red from now
so
on.
like the word red in itself doesn't actually mean anything, right? Like if I say if I met like an isolated tribe and I said the word red to them, they wouldn't know what that means if they don't speak the same language and they've never seen the color red before. So red intrinsically doesn't mean anything, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So who are the people who sit down and decide what is and what categories we kind of create? That's a societal thing, right? Like the discussion of what is, that would be like a philosophical discussion, right? Would it? Would that be a philosophical discussion? Okay.
I kind of tuned out. What was going on?
Would it be okay? The question of what is, would that be a question in the realm of philosophy?
Depends what you're talking about.
Wait. Yeah, we're talking about the question, what is?
What is, as in what is life?
As in
Well,
what
no,
is?
As in what
As,
exists.
what
I
is
suppose
real?
if you're that big picture, you would talk about that. But you don't look to philosophy to explain everything. You have very specific things that philosophy doesn't talk about.
Okay, we have
Like,
very
might not
specific
be,
things.
but like back before we had the word science, what we considered science was just called philosophy, because philosophy is just the study of really everything. Any single discipline that you can find, really, that's just a branch of philosophy that has been highly specified. Science, that's just philosophy about claims of the world and about how we come to finding truth about those claims. It's
Yeah,
just
but
like
they're not
highly
called
specified
philosophers
philosophy.
anymore. They're called scientists. So no, I don't get my information from every single philosopher. I go to the next
sure.
thing that has obviously evolved beyond philosophy, or I guess what's birth, is something way more specific and way more detailed than just what is this? What is that? We know what it is, and now we're getting in depth into the next big level.
Wait, no. So science can tell us a lot of things, a lot of like what things are, but we can't do literally anything with that without philosophy. So like aliens can come down and they can like examine like my body. I'm assigned male at birth. I have a big old penis. They can like examine my body and they can like
So
karyotype
you're
me and they
biologically male. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
So they'll find out what your biology is. You need
So
philosophy to see
they
what
can they
blood
can
is.
karyotype me. They can like inventory like my body parts. They can like test my hormone levels and everything and like all that fun stuff and everything. But they won't know that I'm male. They can just be like, oh, like these are his chromosomes. Oh, um, this is what body parts they have. Oh, these are their hormone levels. But none of that will tell them whether or not I'm male. Like because they won't know what male is because they're aliens and like they haven't talked to any of us yet.
Well, unless they're like asexual, they will have an idea about sexual creatures.
Wait, you don't know anything about like they could have like 7 or 8 or 9 sexes that have like no correlation with our male and female. These aliens could literally be any. They
Well,
could have
then I
one
guess
sex.
they just need a female, and they would know the whole picture.
Wait, no, they
Mhm.
would.
If they see that one part goes into the other part and makes a baby, I guess they would determine that is some type of breeding.
But that wouldn't give them the word male and the word
They would come
female.
up with their
They
own
don't-
word that means something very similar,
Oh,
as in
wait,
this
no,
thing
but they
goes on
might
that
not.
thing.
They might not. They might not. They might not
Well, then
like
they
they
might
may
not be
have.
very smart if they cannot determine two things make this.
Okay, so first of all, so like you're assuming that, like what if they don't have them have sex? Like what if they have just abducted. That's how you say that word. Abducted like 2 of them, and they're just like poking and prodding them and just taking a lot of measurements. Like, how do they even know like that one's male and one's female, or that one has like one does this role and one does that role? Like they wouldn't know any of that. They wouldn't even know that.
So
Like,
they would clearly see that there's different parts, as
sure,
in an embryo and
sure,
the penis.
sure. They don't know what they wouldn't know what
When
that
the other one
means.
does
They
that,
wouldn't know what that means though. They would just notice that these things are different.
then that means you just need to repeat trial. You just have to do
Um,
it over and over again, just like science does. You can't just say,
Okay, so
found this.
why do
This is what it
why
is.
do we separate
trial.
why do we classify males differently from females?
Different mentalities, physicality, and physical ability,
Wait, no.
as
But
well as
why do we
culture.
why do we separate why do we separate people based on those 2 things?
I guess more for manners, I guess.
For manners.
Why do
You
we
don't
value
want
manners?
man. You, you don't want men in the women's locker room. You don't want the vice versa.
Why have we
Well,
decided
most people
that?
don't.
Why have we said that we don't want that?
Due to cultural stigma.
Cultural stigma. And why do we care about cultural stigma? What drives us to like want to stigmatize certain things?
Tradition,
Okay.
incentives.
And what makes us value tradition?
I guess whoever we want to idolize, just
Okay.
like all
Ultimately,
the
wouldn't it
Roman
come down
gods and
to
goddesses that they idolized back in Rome.
Sure.
Then they idolized the Caesars,
Ultimately,
as Caesar said. And then whoever else came along, they built statues and
Okay.
everything, and made months after them because they decided, well, he's cool. Let's copy him.
so ultimately, wouldn't it come down to the morals that we've decided we value, like the like things that we've decided are moral and immoral?
What does morality have to do with rulers?
What?
There's been awful rulers, and they still the people still bow to their morality
That's not
just
the
because they're
point.
Wait.
superior.
How do you? Because
So-
how do you know how to rule?
Yeah, that's a good question. Some people don't, and that's why they get beheaded.
But how would the good ones know what to do?
I guess they followed the last ones.
Well, how did the last ones know what to do?
I guess they were lucky, or they read lots of books.
So they
They
just
followed
What did the
they
book
just they just
say?
rolled dice. They just randomly guessed at like things to do and like hoped that like they were right.
I'm guessing they were good at planning, or had good experience.
But how
Sometimes
did
you
they
just
know
learn
it's
the job.
But how did they decide how the land should be governed? How did they decide that?
How did they decide what?
How did they decide how the land should be governed?
Basically, whoever's in charge gets the final word. Then
But how would the person who's in charge? How did they decide that?
maybe
What
he
do they
decides
turn to
based on what
decide
benefits him. Depends what he values.
Oh,
Okay, so that decision, so that actually would be, so this is all philosophy. This is all normative ethics, deciding how we should rule things. Doing what
Yeah, I'm not denying this philosophy in things. I'm just saying philosophy doesn't determine everything. Sure, you can debate everything, but that's not how everything is determined.
Oh, it does.
It can be influenced, but that doesn't determine everything. You can't just.
Wait, no, it
I
does
suppose you
determine
can't argue about
things.
everything
Oh,
because we are
wait.
arguing.
So punished. How we conduct science? Do you agree that if we conducted science in a different way, we wouldn't get the same claims?
In a different way. How? There's thousands of ways people conduct science.
Sure. So let's say that instead of going through however many variations of the scientific method to find out what chromosomes are and how many people have, that instead we just roll the dice, and we see and we see like we put the number and we convert it into a letter, and that will form the words. And then we put those words together, and that's our language, and that's how we will describe things. Let's say that that's the new scientific method. Do you think that we would get different claims if we just rolled dice to find out how we should do
Yep.
science? Okay, cool. So how we should do science, that's in the philosophy of science. That's part of philosophy. So it does determine it. Because if we had a different way of finding out claims in science, we would get different claims. Right?
Uh-huh.
So you agree that philosophy does determine science?
It
Do you?
influenced it. And the scientific method was made by, not by philosophically. They just did what worked.
Oh no! It was decided by. So how do we know the sign? Or why do we think that scientific method works? How do we know it? Can we prove it? Can we prove the scientific method?
If it comes up with enough positive results, then it works.
Wait, but
Can't
how do you
prove
know the
it?
next? How do you know the next one's gonna work?
Well, that's why it's repeat.
Oh, how do you know if you actually landed on a positive result? How do you know what that even is?
If you get it. What do you mean, positive result?
A result we desire.
If it benefits
like
you,
the
it's
result we
positive.
want.
So wait, so let me ask you this question. So like we applied the scientific method to things to like decide whether or not like they're
Oh my lord, this is about politics. Why are we discussing philosophy?
Oh, because philosophy influences politics. Politics is philosophy.
I know, okay. But you don't ask the philosopher everything. You ask the guy that's 20 steps down from a philosopher.
Well, sure, but you can't get 20 steps down if you haven't talked to the philosopher yet.
No, you don't need to talk to him every time. When's the last time you talked to a philosopher?
Oh,
Talk to the guy. The guy's ideas from a
I
philosopher.
talk to
So
philosophers
you're
every
not
day.
always going to go to that old guy with the beard in the library.
Wait, but you have to have 20 steps down all has to stem from the old guy in the beard. And if you haven't talked to the old guy in the beard enough and don't understand what the old guy in the beard has to say, then you have no fucking idea what to do with what 20 steps down has to say. It doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless.
Okay. So what's your point?
Oh, my point is that it was really fucking stupid when you said that a criminologist decides what is fact.
What? Oh, is that what you're hung up on?
Oh, well, that's what started this. I'm not hung up on it. That's what started this conversation.
Well, we've been talking about this for half an hour, so obviously one of us is hung up on it,
Oh,
and you're the one carrying this conversation.
Oh yeah,
So,
you're just dumb, and this is just fun.
okay. But yes, criminology does help determine fact, as in factual events, factual cases, and like what the FBI does, what happened and what didn't happen. So
Okay,
yes,
so
criminology helps determine facts. It doesn't help determine everything. I said it helped determine facts. If you wanted the clarification of what facts were, we could have avoided you spewing on for half an hour trying to explain to me how philosophy does this and that when that wasn't what the hell I was talking about. Okay? So thank you for wasting both of our times. Something completely retarded. Thank you.
Philosophy is what determines
You're
what
welcome.
a fact is.
Oh my lord.
Wait, just
okay, we're done with philosophy. I already told you why I said facts.
No,
so
we're
if you
not
want to
done with
move on,
philosophy. We're always
we can
talking
do
about
that,
philosophy.
or we can spend another half an hour deciding what the color red is.
Well, you never actually answered that question. So, like, how do we know that red is red? Like, how do we know that the color red means something? Like,
someone
we
thousands
assign
of
it
years
like a particular
ago
value, right?
saw the color red, and people
Oh.
decided it's red.
Well, why did they decide it's red?
Guess they just assigned claim to a visual object.
Do you think that
pigment?
Do you think that the red that me and you see is the same?
Unless you're colorblind, sure.
Wait, why would you think it's the same? Can you describe to me what?
They're both of the English language.
Wait,
I'm assuming you're American.
Can you
how stubborn
describe?
a jackass you are. So
Can
I'm
you
assuming you
describe
had
to
the same
me
education.
what red? Can you describe to me what red looks like without saying things that are red?
It's vibrant. it's, I'd say, more of an aggressive color and low on the light spectrum.
Okay,
Okay.
so how do you know that like you're not seeing totally different things that you both just recognize as red?
I guess I can post something that's red. You can tell me if it's red, and bam, we're on the same spectrum.
Oh, but that doesn't answer the question because maybe we're seeing totally different things and we both just think they're red.
Well, then one of us is retarded then.
Really?
I guess if we're not seeing the same color, either someone's messed up in the head.
So like, can you prove that you exist?
Oh, this is about politics. I think I'm just gonna sway away from this argument. If you want to talk about it, you can.
Okay, so
Oh, we can
okay.
go back to politics. We can go back to politics.
Sure.
What would you like to talk about? Punished.
I don't know. Some other guy wanted to talk. Obviously, that went nowhere.
Who wants to talk?
Oh.
I think I'm just gonna go to.
Gonna go to what?
That was fun.
Okay. Can you send me the recording of that? Hell yeah. I'm gonna upload that to YouTube. That guy is like,
Really